If I ask you, what terrifies a narcissist the most? What could push them to the brink of collapse? You might immediately think of being exposed for who they truly are, right? When their perfect mask is torn off, they lose everything: power, admiration, flattery. But the truth is darker than that. Hidden deep within the shadows of a narcissist's soul lies a fear more dreadful than exposure, a weapon capable of utterly destroying them. That weapon is silence. To them, silence is not merely the absence of sound. It is an endless void, a deep abyss reflecting the distorted image of their ego that they desperately try to hide. Today, we will embark on a journey to uncover the destructive power of silence on narcissists. Together, we'll decode the 8 reasons why they fear silence so much. More importantly, you'll learn how to wield silence as a shield to protect yourself from the harm they inflict. Are you ready to step into this mysterious psychological world? Number 1. Your silence cuts off the narcissist's ego supply. When you remain silent, you sever the lifeline that feeds their distorted ego. This supply can come from anything that makes them feel important, admired, and powerful, or even from the fear, insecurity, and dependency they instill in others. Whatever the source, it all serves one purpose: to nourish their oversized ego and mask their deep-seated insecurities. Narcissists, with their grandiose yet fragile egos, constantly crave recognition and admiration from others. They manipulate and exploit your kindness and empathy to satisfy their insatiable hunger. When you ignore them, you cut off their most vital energy source, forcing them to confront a bitter truth. They are not as important as they believe. Psychological research shows that being ignored is more painful for a narcissist than being criticized. Criticism still grants them attention, even if negative, while absolute silence is akin to declaring they don't exist. When ignored, narcissists may react with anger, employing an array of manipulative tactics to regain your attention. They might provoke, annoy, or even belittle you, just to elicit a reaction, whether positive or negative. But the longer you remain indifferent, the more they spiral into despair. For someone who sees themselves as the center of the universe, being ignored feels like losing their very source of life, stripping away the perceived absolute power they once had over you. Number 2. Your silence confounds them. When you are silent, they become confused and disoriented because your behavior defies their expectations. They are used to your reactions, your responses, your dancing to their tune. But now, you are silent, indifferent, and no longer reveal what's on your mind. Your silence leaves them directionless, like someone wandering in pitch-black darkness, unable to find their way out. They cannot comprehend why you've changed, why you've betrayed the unspoken rules they impose. They scrutinize, speculate, and try to uncover the reason behind your silence. Are you plotting revenge? Are you quietly preparing to expose their true face? Or have you found a new source of supply, someone who gives you more attention than they do? Thousands of questions churn in their mind, sowing insecurity and anxiety. They feel out of control because they no longer hold the emotional card over you. They can no longer predict your next move, nor manipulate or control you as they once did. Number 3. Silence demonstrates your self-control. Silence, above all, is a powerful expression of reclaiming personal power and restoring emotional balance in your life. When you choose silence, you not only create a peaceful space to heal psychological wounds, but also redefine your boundaries in your relationship with the narcissist. It's your way of declaring that their manipulative, critical, or toxic behaviors no longer affect you. Your silence is a refusal to participate in the dramas they create to maintain control. It's not avoidance. It's a conscious decision to step out of the toxic spiral and reclaim your freedom and emotional sovereignty. But remember, silence is only the first step, not the entire journey. True silence is powerful only when it comes from inner calm, not from waves of negative emotions. Narcissists, with their keen radar, can pick up on the subtle vibrations within you. Even without a word, they can read you through your body language, gaze, or even your breathing. A single slip could provoke them to attack, trying to break your silence. They will test you with insults, provocations, or even absurd stories designed to grab your attention. If you take the bait, revealing negative emotions like anger, anxiety, or hurt, they'll see it as a victory. Thus, remember that the silence that drives narcissists mad is absolute indifference, a cold, icy wall that reflects all their attacks without reaction. No emotions, no response, no ripple. They'll flounder helplessly, like fish out of water, when they no longer receive the sustenance of your attention. They need to feel they still influence you, that they still hold power over you, but when you strip that away, they become utterly disoriented, wondering, what did I do wrong? Why are they ignoring me? Am I still important to them? To win this silent battle, you must not only be silent on the outside, but also cultivate peace within. Learn to control your emotions, keeping your soul calm and steady. Focus on positive things, on your personal goals, and don't let anything disturb your inner peace. Number 4. Your silence disarms the narcissist. For narcissists, arguments are not about seeking truth or resolving conflict, they're calculated power plays. Their sole aim is to provoke negative emotions in you, watching you lose your temper, grow angry, and drain your energy. Initially, your silence may be dismissed by them. Arrogant and smug, they may believe they still hold control, that you will soon return begging for attention. But as they realize you have truly changed, confusion starts to creep into their minds. Anxiety, frustration, even fear take hold because you've broken their game, depriving them of the supply they feel entitled to. Your silence is not just resistance, but a devastating blow to their fragile ego. It creates a deep, narcissistic wound, forcing them to confront emotions they've always sought to deny: hurt, insecurity, and weakness. Previously, when you tried to cling to the relationship or shared your innermost thoughts, they saw it as weakness, an opportunity to manipulate you. But now, your silence threatens them. You've taken away their most powerful weapon, their ability to exploit your emotions. In this context, silence is not merely defensive but a powerful psychological punishment. It forces the narcissist to face their inner demons, the emptiness and loneliness they've always tried to hide. And in that terrifying stillness, they begin to realize that they are the true losers. Number 5. Silence means refusing to play their game. Narcissists, with their massive yet fragile egos, demand absolute devotion regardless of how poorly they treat you. They want you to bow to them, to become their doormat, to endure their abuse with a fake smile, and to look at them with reverence and unconditional submission. Your silence, born of inner strength, becomes a direct attack on their fake facade. It deprives their ego of the sustenance it craves, forcing them to face the harsh reality. They are not the center of the universe, not the supreme being they imagine themselves to be. I'd be mistaken. Narcissists can also use the silent treatment, but their purpose is entirely different. They employ silence to punish, manipulate, and turn you into their puppet. They turn silence into a cold war, a power game in which they are convinced they'll emerge as the ultimate winner. Their silence is designed to instill unease, anxiety, and eventually make you beg for their attention. However, there's a crucial difference between your silence and theirs. Your silence is liberation, a way of regaining control over your life. Their silence is punishment, a ploy to regain the power they've lost. When they use the weapon of silence against you, it's your opportunity to turn the tables. By staying calm and resolute in your decisions, you make them realize the game has changed. You're no longer the easy prey they once manipulated, but a formidable opponent who dares to stand up for their self-worth. And in that moment, you'll discover a newfound strength within yourself, one that was always there, waiting for you to claim it. Number 6. Silence bores the narcissist. In the turbulent inner world of a narcissist, silence and peace are akin to fearsome enemies. Stillness acts as a truthful mirror, reflecting the chaotic corners they strive to hide. Noise, conflict, and drama. These are the familiar melodies that lull their restless soul. Like a small boat lost in a stormy ocean, they constantly seek external tempests to distract themselves from the raging waves within their minds. The distractions of arguments, disputes, or tear-filled theatrics are their perfect anesthetic, temporarily numbing their fears, dissatisfaction, and deep-seated wounds. Thus, even without valid reasons, they will ignite meaningless battles. A minor mistake from the past, an offhand comment, or even an unfavorable glance can serve as the perfect excuse for their attacks. They will drag you into a whirlpool of accusations, long-winded analyses, and calculated interrogations. Eventually, you will be drawn into their game. You'll feel confused, striving to explain, justify, and seek reconciliation. But it will be in vain, because their goal is not to uncover the truth, but to satiate their thirst for control and attention. The argument will explode, often at times when you most long for rest and relaxation, weekend getaways, vacations, or even a peaceful evening with family. All can be shattered by their unfounded rage. You will find yourself drained, exhausted, and overwhelmed by helplessness and bewilderment. But remember, you are not the cause of these storms. They, the narcissists, are the creators, for they need these storms to survive and to mask the weakness and insecurity buried deep in their souls. Number 7. Your silence forces them to confront themselves. In the ocean of silence, every false mask falls away, exposing the darkest corners of their being. Gone are the deceitful praises feeding their hungry ego, and gone are the manipulated theatrics that satisfy their need for control. All that remains are the narcissists themselves, alone in the stillness, facing a distorted self filled with unhealed wounds and insatiable desires. Silence becomes a mirror, reflecting the ugly truths they've tried to conceal. Long-buried toxic emotions, shame, guilt, emptiness, rise to the surface, gnawing at their souls. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, but the frightening amplification of their inner noise. Negative thoughts, like black crows, descend and swarm their minds, screeching accusations. Fear, like a monster lurking in the dark, awakens to sow terror. Unresolved conflicts spiral deeper and deeper, creating a vortex of chaos that drowns them in their own suffering. For narcissists, silence is not just punishment, but an agonizing trial. It forces them to confront their inner demons and the darkest corners of themselves they've always avoided. In this battle against their own psyche, they slowly recognize the fragility of their carefully constructed but hollow sense of self. Number 8. Your silence triggers their insecurity. When ignored, narcissists often descend into inner chaos. They feel rejected or irrelevant in your eyes, a sensation that severely wounds their already fragile self-esteem. In these moments, you gain the upper hand because your indifference and calmness make it clear that their manipulations no longer affect you. When they realize they can't provoke or draw you into a reaction, their vulnerabilities become exposed. Their inability to control your response leaves them confused and anxious, wondering about your next move. Your composure and steadiness force them to reconsider their behavior, making them hesitate to face the possibility that you have moved beyond their influence. Remember, strength is reflected in your ability to manage situations with tact and calmness. By choosing to distance yourself from the narcissist and letting them face your cold silence, you not only protect yourself, but also indirectly compel them to confront the truth about themselves. They begin to understand that they can no longer manipulate or control you, and this realization makes them see you as a significant threat to their vulnerable ego. Instead of continuing to face your power, they are more likely to retreat, unable to bear the loss of their dominance. In their withdrawal, you not only triumph over them, but also reclaim full control of your own life. Remember, silence is not a sign of weakness or avoidance. It is the highest expression of self-respect, a way of saying, "I will not allow you to hurt me anymore." It is a declaration of your worth, one that transcends their manipulations or need for control. Silence not only shields your soul from the chaos the narcissist creates, but also declares that you deserve peace and freedom more than anything they can offer. When you choose silence, you show the narcissist that they no longer hold power over you, while gifting yourself something precious, time and space to heal, grow, and become stronger. They may try everything to pull you back, provocations, harsh words, or even pretending to change to regain control, but your steadfast silence proves that their game is over. In this journey, you will learn to shift focus from them to yourself. Step by step, you will rediscover freedom, confidence, and joy, unshackled by toxic relationships. Silence helps you reset boundaries, stay grounded, and reclaim ownership of your life. Believe that true strength lies within you. You don't need to speak up to prove anything, nor confront to win. Silence is your way of asserting maturity, freedom, and a deep understanding that your value depends on no one but yourself. Finally, always remember, silence is not just a refusal of the narcissist, but an affirmation of yourself, a choice to live a life of peace, freedom, and hope. By choosing silence, you choose yourself and a future where you are the center of your own world, not anyone else.